Chapter 25. The Beavers. The hippo wasn't far away, but the children simply had to stop and look at some deer as they went. They were mostly little ones, however, and Uncle said he would not say anything about them until everyone had also looked at the larger deer, like the moose and the reindeer, in the other part of the grounds. Then they came to a railed enclosure, with a kind of double pond, on the lower of which several brown-coated creatures, like large rats, but with flat, hairless tails, appeared to be very busy. On the water floated fragments of wood, and the grass nearby was littered with sawdust. "Beavers," explained Uncle. "We are lucky to see them at all, for they do most of their work under the water, and are rarely visible except at dusk, when their food is brought to them. I wonder if anyone can tell me anything about them." "Yes," said Wally, rather shyly. He was always afraid that Phil was going to laugh at him. "They build dams." "Right. Anything else?" "I know," said Alice. "We get beaver fur from them." "Right again. Trust a girl to know that. But I wonder if you would be surprised to learn that in some ways beavers are the most intelligent of all animals." "As clever as the chimps?" asked Phil. You see, he had dreamt about chimps, and did not like to hear them given second place. "I won't say that, but certainly the chimps could never do what the beavers do, nor I fancy could many boys or girls, or men or women. I am not referring to the actual work, the way they bite round thick trees and so on, but to the planning and design. They are equal to trained engineers." "Tell us about them, please," said Wally, though he could see Phil was fidgeting to get on to the hippo. "Why do they build dams?" "Well, beavers live in streams, and their object is to ensure that there shall always be the same depth of water, so that their mud-built holes or houses are covered and protected from wolves and other enemies. In Canada especially, where beavers are mostly found today, the streams are very variable, and in winter the springs which feed them may be frozen. So the beavers, after carefully selecting the best place, build a dam across the stream, gnawing through branches and even whole trees for the purpose. And they always gnaw in such a way that the tree or branch falls towards the water, so that it can easily be pushed and floated. If necessary, they will construct a little waterway or canal, by means of which their building material can be conveyed to the stream. Generally, sticks or branches 2 or 3 feet in length are used for the dam, the bark having first been peeled off for food. The logs or sticks having been sunk, smaller sticks and twigs are jammed between, and the space is stuffed with mud, till at last the wall is quite watertight. But the cunning creatures always leave an opening, by which they can let the water escape quickly, should it rise above a certain height. In fact, if you look at photographs of the Great Nile Dam, or any similar work, you will find that our engineers are only following principles acted upon long ago by the beavers. "They must have jolly good teeth," said Phil. "They have. Beavers belong to the rodent or gnawing family, which also includes rats and mice and rabbits, and our friends the squirrels. But they are generally found in large colonies. All work together. When kept as pets singularly or in pairs, they do not seem anything like so intelligent, though I have heard one very funny story." He waited. "Please tell us," said Joan. "I don't want to keep you from the hippo, because I know you are all longing to embrace him. Well, this particular beaver was kept by a trapper as a pet, and he gave him the run of his hut. Generally, the beaver would bask in front of the fire like a dog, but after a time it was found that an open chink between the logs of the hut greatly troubled him. During the night he would set to work with anything he could find to mend the faulty dam, and on getting up in the morning the trapper would find a strong blanket or a coat, or even a pair of trousers stuffed into the hole. And if the garment didn't fit, the beaver used his sharp teeth and made it fit, regardless of the feelings of the owner. But about their fur, said Mother, laughing. Well, as you know, it is very valuable. In fact, the early history of Canada largely turned on the question of beaver catching and the sale of the skins, and the beaver is still regarded as the animal emblem of the Dominion. It is only the fine underfur that is made up, the long horsehairs you see on the living animals being useless. Beaver hats are made by kneading fur and felt together. The hairs are toothed and so penetrate the felt and fix themselves. And now we really mustn't keep the hippo waiting any longer.